To the Savvy Spa Boss Live. My name is Susan O'Sullivan, and today we are talking about the 5 things that I wish I knew before I opened up my spa biz. And we're also going to talk about the 5 things that you can do now to either correct or prevent all of the things that kind of transpired for me as I got into this crazy biz. So for those of you that don't know me, I am a spa owner. I've been a spa owner for over 7 years now. I'm the founder of Spa Temps, the only on-demand, on-demand staffing solution for the spa industry. And I am also a spa biz coach for professionals just like you, whether you are a spa owner, an aspiring spa owner, estheticians, you name it. I love helping to grow businesses, which is why we are here every single week. Now, I hope the connection is really strong, but I'm actually up north, and which, I mean, for some of you, that's like extremely like up north. But even for me, I'm a little bit out of my like internet zone because we're just on a spring break with my kids. So you might also hear that in the background, but that's life. But yeah, so hopefully we are going to stay on strong with the connections. And if you have any questions whatsoever, then drop them in the comments below. And if you're tuning in live, tell me that you're type live in the comments, and if you're coming in on the replay, type replay in the comments. Okay, let's just get right into it. So again, I've been a spa owner for over 7 years, and I feel like I've actually made every mistake in the book. But we're not so much talking about mistakes today, but I mean, Lord knows I can talk a lot about that if you wanted me to. In fact, I'm working on a really cool partnership with somebody that we might actually be getting into the nitty-gritty of like everything we've effed up on, you know, in the past. That's going to be a cool thing to look forward to. But today, I'm just wanting to go over, because I know there's a lot of you out there who are contemplating ownership, that have just started, or actually who have been owners for quite some time now. I feel like jumping a little bit, so I'm sorry. If I cut out, I'm going to do my best to just make sure this goes like smoothly. But so I wanted to just let you know up front, especially if you're ones that are contemplating it or in the process, like what the 5 things are that were like, wow, I just really did not expect those things to be, you know, as much of an issue as they were. And these issues have kind of come up at different times. Like they're not, you know, they didn't all hit me on the head right from the beginning, but they're things that just kind of transpired over the first, you know, year or so of spa ownership. All right, so number 1, the cost to running. I did not know that the cost to running my business would be as expensive as it is. So until I really got my head around really managing how we spend money and really like making sure that that I wasn't spending it on like crazy things, and that I was like, you know, there was just a lot around the cost of running the business. And in this industry, for whatever reason, by the time you factor in, especially if you have staff, by the time you actually factor in your staffing, your rent, your, you know, heat and hydro, your other utilities, your, you know, everything down to bank fees and like, you know, the tea and coffee you put out, the products, all your back bar supply, everything, it can be so overwhelmingly expensive. And when you really calculate it, and if you're not doing like proactive measures to make sure that your costs are in check, it can be really, really hard to actually be profitable in this business. So that was one of the biggest reality checks to me, because when you open a business and you think, you know, awesome, I'm going to have my services, I'm going to have my clients, and we're just going to make money because that's how it works. No, I mean, I heard the statistics. I knew that it was hard to run a business, and it takes about 5 years for it to actually really, like, you know, and I knew the statistics of like 80% of businesses fail in the first 5 years and all these like crazy, scary things. But I didn't really realize like how true and how hard it would be. Maybe it was the, you know, oh, that won't happen to me thing, or that a lot of us had to go, well, I'm untouchable, so that's not going to be a situation with my business. I don't know, but it was just one of the biggest things that I didn't realize how hard it was going to be profitable, you know, and actually pay yourself in the process. Okay, so number 2, that I did not expect this in a million years. I did not expect that that staffing my business would be as stressful as it was. I didn't expect that it was going to be hard to find good staff. I didn't expect how hard it would be to keep good staff. I didn't expect how much you have to like seriously focus on building and developing your team. And I didn't realize how much sleep I would lose over not having enough staff. And so when you've heard me talk previously about spa temps, so my struggles with staff is actually why I created the platform Spa Temps, because I was always finding that, you know, people were calling in sick, people weren't, you know, showing up, or we were too busy, or sorry, we weren't busy and we were either we were too busy and turning people away, or not busy enough. So it's like we either had too much or too little staff at any given time, and it was just like so stressful, because by the time you would start hiring, you know, in anticipation of your busy season, by the time you got them trained and onboarded and ready to go, guess what? Slow season just hits you in the face. So it's like this whole staffing expense, and it's like your number 1 expense. It can be excruciatingly expensive, especially if you're not careful, especially if you're not, like, that kind of leads into a whole other, you know, bag and nuts when you talk about like everything that you need to do to make sure you're staffing right. And I'm not going to get into all that today, but that is the number 2 thing. And not everybody is starting out with staffing, but it's something to consider in the long run, because once you kind of decide what type of business that you want, the question of staffing, do you have staff, do you not, will have to come up. So you need to think about it right from the beginning. So number 3, the third thing that I did not see coming when I opened my business was that clients wouldn't just show up simply because I existed. Okay, now that seems like an obvious thing, but if you're watching live, drop a 1 in the comments. And if you're a business owner, and or even as an esthetician, like, drop a 1 in the comments if you can kind of say, yeah, guilty to thinking that just because you've opened your business and just because you've started a new job as an esthetician or massage therapist or whatever it is, that you just thought people would just come, that it wouldn't be as hard as it is to like actually have clients. Love to know, you know, where you stand on that, because I knew it would be challenging, but I kind of thought just by being there, this is like when I was young and stupid, you guys, when I was just like, oh, I'm gonna open a spa, it's awesome, and it's gonna be like amazing and whatever. And so when I realized how much work it was actually gonna take to get clients to come into the business, you know, it was just like, you know, and I handled it. I kind of was like, okay, let's do this, but it's definitely not something that I realized was gonna be as hard as it was. Okay, so number 4, the 4th thing that I did not expect when opening up my business is just how long, like knowing, like the reality of how long I would have to work like 10 times harder than I would if I was working for somebody else. Okay, so then this is like this is a big misconception, because what I found, not just from within my own team over the years, as like people have come and passed through, but even just like some conversations I see inside of the, you know, different communities online, is that people think, a lot of people think, some people think, I don't want to blanket or put everybody under the same blanket, but oftentimes people think that, you know, opening your own business automatically means that you're going to make more money. It means that you're going to have more control over your time. It means that you're going to be able to take vacation when you want to. It means that you're going to have all of this freedom and be more profitable at the same time. And unfortunately, that's just not the case, at least not from the beginning. I'm not saying it's impossible, but you have to be so, you have to predict, I mean, you have to plan out your time, you got to plan out your business from the beginning if you want that to happen. But odds are you're going to be working longer days, you're going to be bending your back way more to meet your clients' needs than if you were just working for somebody else. You're going to be having to basically just, you know, and this is going to lead into the my number 5 point, but like everything is on you, So like you are going to sleep less, you're going to be spending more money, you're going to be making less money. And I'm not saying this to turn you guys off, but it's better to know before you get into it. Okay, so number 5, which is, like I said, it's going to lead right to number 5. The fifth thing that I did not expect when I got into business, and maybe I did kind of expect it, but you know, knowing what might happen and actually experiencing what happens is like totally different thing. So number 5 is I didn't realize how much it would feel like the world is on my shoulders, that I was literally doing everything. And again, this ties into number 4. But when you're a spa owner, or any business owner for that matter, you're in charge of the marketing, you're in charge of the finances. Oh, my battery's running low. You're in charge of the marketing, the finances, the services, the customer service. Like you're doing absolutely everything. And then once you do start bringing on a team, you're now responsible for their well-being. And it's like, you know, and when you're having to deal with the fact that you're also like tired and, you know, your personal finances are sometimes being depleted and you're having to like work through all of these other things that you weren't expecting, it's like you feel like, you know, it can be very overwhelming. So that kind of sums up number 5, is like I didn't realize how overwhelming it could be. So what can you do? If you're thinking about opening a spa, what can you do to prevent it? Or if you feel like this has been you, what can you do to correct it? So I wasn't just going to like leave you hanging with all of the stuff that I wish I had known. I want to get into also what you can do to actually either correct the situation or prevent the situation from happening to you. So what are the 5 things you can do to start a business off right, or rebuild the foundation of your business so that way you are feeling, you know, that you're just feeling a lot better in your business, you're feeling more profitable, you are more profitable, and just, you know, in general, you feel like more like you're hitting the right spot, if you know what I mean. Okay, so the first thing that, and you've heard me say this before if you're watching, or if you're first time watching this show, you know that, or you're going to learn quickly that I talk about this a lot, and I am super passionate and adamant that you need to do this inside of your business for you and your life to feel like, you know, you're just really just living on purpose and like you're actually doing all this for a reason. Okay, so number 1 thing that you need to do to actually correct this is you need to know exactly what you want out of your business. Now, I get it. Sometimes when you're opening your business, you might do it for different reasons. You may not have time to really premeditate it. You might have been like let go from a job, or your spa that you're working at might have closed down. You might have just been like asked by your clients to go open up your own thing. There's a lot of different things that might contribute to your decision making to go and open up your own spa. And so this always seems to like fall to the wayside, like it's not that crucial. It's not a crucial step of the process. But before you open up any business, or even if you're open up now, and a lot of this is sounding like it has been you in the past, you need to know exactly what you want in your own life. And you need to know exactly what you need your business to be able to do to support that life. Because if you don't think about what you really want out of this from day 1, then your business isn't going to be able to give you what you really want, and you're going to be depleted 10 times faster. You're going to be exhausted. You're going to be financially drained. You're going to eventually be unmotivated. Your passion thermometer is going to, like, you know, just plummet. And that is not a good place to be in when you're trying to run a business. So you have to think about, like, and really sit and think, you know, what do I want for my life? What do I want to feel like I'm living my life on purpose? What do I need to be doing in my life to feel passionate about it? And then what does that mean for my business? So what do I need to create out of my business to make that happen? Okay, so number 2 thing that you really need to do is you need to note your numbers back and forth, up and down. I am not a numbers person. Okay, if you give me a math equation right now that goes beyond just using my hands, I don't have a calculator on me. Well, I guess it's on my computer, but I wouldn't be able to do it. So I'm not a numbers person, and that is not an excuse, people. It is not an excuse. You need to know what your costs are going to be. You need to know how much you personally need to be making. You need to just know beyond a shadow of a doubt how much your business needs to be making, how much it's going to cost you. Every day you need to know how much money you should be bringing in every day. If you don't have daily goals, if you don't have a daily number, if you're not setting yourself daily targets, you're never going to meet them. Simple as that. So you need to know your numbers inside and out. Number 3 is you need to know and be very familiar with who your ideal client is. Whether they are existing now or not, you need to really understand and know who your ideal clients is. What are their dreams? What are their fears? What do they love? What do they hate? Like everything about them, because the more you can know exactly who your clients are and what they want and need, the better you are able to give that to them. And that is going to be a huge shift in how much profitability you can make. Because here's one thing I've learned, and if you've been in a 10-day challenge and you've worked through creating irresistible offers, when you give your clients what they want and need, and I don't mean, the bad clients that are like expecting too much of you. No, your good clients, when you can give them what they are craving from you, they are going to pay you lots of money to do it. If you just give them what they want, okay? Number 4 is you need to know what your unique value proposition is. And if you don't know what that is, it's what makes you different than anybody else. And I promise you, even if you feel like you're in a sea of 100 other spas, you are different from all of them. You just need to figure out what it is, what that thing is that sets you and your business apart, because I promise you it's there. You just need to know what it is and maximize it and just blow it up, crank it out of the water, because that's what's going to really set you apart, okay? So the number 5 thing that you need to do, or that is just going to save yourself a lot of time and headache, is learn from somebody else's mistakes. If learning from somebody else's mistakes can help you exponentially. And if you've been on the lives before, then you know that I'm also the creator of Spa Boss University, which is like an extension of Spa Temps, the temporary staffing platform. It is the whole educational side, and everything inside of that university can help you either build the right business from scratch the first time around, or help you really build a better foundation for your business now to make it even more profitable, or maybe profitable for the first time. So in the links to the other video, and I'll probably link to that here too, just so you can have it, there's a few things. You can access your free 7-day trial. You can click the link or go to www.spatemps.ca/7-day scholarship, or you can click the link to book a free 15-minute discovery session with me so we can talk through how this might best suit your needs to see if it's the right fit. Anyways, so that's all I have for today, you guys. I hope you got value out of this. I hope for those of you that were thinking about or are thinking about opening a spa, I hope that this gave you some insight, gave you some value, and gave you the courage to plan and actually go through the steps that I suggested to help avoid all of those 5 things from happening to you. I swear you need to take it to heart, because it is going to make your difference. Make such a difference in your business. It's so easy to think when you're opening up a business, you have to look at the numbers, you have to do all of that. But if you skip over what you truly want in your business, and you also need to know truly that it is a business that you want. And you have to create it so that it is 100% uniquely you and amazing right from the beginning. And those steps that I said are what's going to help you do it. And if you want the resources to help you do that, then you got to join Spa Boss University, because it is going to be a game changer for you and your business. There's really no resource that is left out of that program. All right, so join now, book your discovery session with me to see if it's a right fit. And I look forward to connecting with you guys next week on the Savvy Spa Boss Live. Enjoy the rest of your week, everybody. Bye.